Hi and welcome to the official Liverpool Supporters Club video. I'm Phil Thompson and I'm going to take you on a tour of our beautiful training ground here at Melwood. You'll also see some interviews with the majority of the players here at our training ground, and you'll also witness a great tour of Anfield from my ex-teammate Phil Neal. Hi, I'm Phil Thompson. Welcome to our training ground here at Melwood, which we're very proud of. I'll be showing you all around on a guided tour of this wonderful complex here in West Derby. This is the press room, what we call it, and our meeting room. But I think most of the fans will probably realise, looking at the backdrop here, is that they've seen it on numerous occasions when Gerard's been holding his press conference. He'll sit behind here and he'll have multitude of microphones and everything in front of him.
Team news first. Everybody's fine apart from Stefan Enshaw, obviously, and it's a matter of weeks now, 1 or 2 weeks before he gets back into normal training. I think he should be back into normal training next week and probably get involved in games very quickly after that.
He'll do the TV first of all, depending on the game, depending on how many you can have, maybe 10 TV crews in here. Then again, you might only have 2 or 3. Then he'll do the radio, and then he'll do the written press after that. Some of it's enjoyable, as you can imagine it. Some of it is extremely difficult at times, but that's the way it goes. On other occasions, we have all our team meetings in here. The players will all come in. We'll have our flip charts, we'll have our boards where we do our tactics and everything. Plus we have a screen up here which will come down, which will show the lads videos of the opposition who are going to play in a forthcoming match. So it's all quite high-tech, a lot goes into it. As you can see, it's a very nice room. Echoes a bit, which you'll probably understand that, but we quite enjoy it. It's a nice change from our smaller place over the other side of Melwood.
Many, if you say footballers in Liverpool, was John Barnes, great player, got some great skills, and of course you have to say Ian Rush, who scores goals, but even Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen as well. And it's strange to think of Michael Owen is only 1 year older than me, but I mean what he's done at that young age is unbelievable, and of course I look up to him as well. When I came, I want to see what he's doing on the pitch and off the pitch, things to learn, and but my favourite was in Liverpool was John Barnes.
You fancy maybe John Arisa to have a crack here? 6 minutes to go to half time. It's played from Risa. Risa! Oh, what a goal! Oh, I say, what a stunning strike! That was a rocket! His 4th goal of the season. What a moment for John Arisa.
It's only been in Liverpool actually. Having against Everton away, first goal, and I didn't think what I was doing, I just did it, and after that I've just been doing it, and now I have my own style of celebration, and some like it, some don't, but it's my way of celebrating my goal, and I think I'm going to keep going with that.
Risa, goal! John Arisa! 1-1! What a finish that is!
He's the greatest I've worked with. He's a good manager, he knows what he's doing. He really takes care of the players. When I came here, he asked me almost every day how I was doing, how I was settling well, how the players are against me, and I think he's a good manager. He cares about his players, and I think that's an important thing of the job. Really care about his players, and he knows football a lot.
Okay, here is the changing room of the players. As you can see, very, very spacious, which is what we wanted. When we first planned it all, we said because of our previous dressing room where we had to have the massage tables in there, it became very difficult. Players are players, they'll have a laugh, a crack, and they'll be throwing socks across the room and everything. You couldn't have that when the lads are trying to do the massage and everything. So we said it's going to be very big. Got a massage room just next door here. So this is great, spacious, gives the lads plenty of room to move around in. You see the lads all have their own lockers, all the numbers on them, change in place and everything, which is the way it should be. It's very, very special. You see all the players here. They've got the gowns, Emil Heskey's here. They've got the gowns when they've got to go into the pool, which is important. Everything has to be done right. We've got all that. And then we have the swimming shorts as well. So I know you'll all be looking and saying, oh, the lads are all pampered and everything, but why not? The Liverpool Football Club, we want the best for the players, and so we make them feel right, and then they play right on a Saturday. But this is a fantastic place for them to get. We've had numerous people coming here to have a look at this complex, and they say how good it is, and they're always highly impressed about how big the dressing room is for the players. It's not too tight, where the players feel crammed in. It's a great, great place. As I said to you before, we wanted everything special for the players. Massage rooms, we've got the beds in here where the lads work. We've also got the sauna in here for the lads if they wish that. And we wanted things to be right. We didn't want them to have to go other places. We needed places for them to relax after training. Some don't like the sauna. Some like the steam, and it's very, very nice. Must admit, although I don't need it, I quite rather prefer the steam than the sauna. And then we have the relaxation, the wonderful jacuzzi. I don't care who you are, I think that is a fantastic place to actually unwind, is to just relax in the jacuzzi. Not the day before the game, we certainly don't allow the players to do that. But we've put a lot of time and effort into the planning of the place and how the players can relax and have themselves right and prepare for the next game. And we think these facilities just down here will make the players feel a lot better. But the jacuzzi down here is absolutely top class. Even where you're standing, which is the shower area, there's 18 shower heads there, and they're all high powered, which is what the players required.
No, people say the monster or something like that, but my nickname in French was the ninja. Because they say sometimes when I'm tackling, it's just like I'm doing something martial things.
Milan Barros holds off Woodgate. Haman. That's a great ball by Haman. Now Diouf's away in the box. Low ball in. Diao! Goal for Liverpool! A goal made in Senegal!
Well, this is a very special development that we put in here. We had nothing like this over in our small complex over the other side of Melwood. All we had was a small plunge, which is probably 6 foot by 3 foot, and was like sort of 6 foot deep to try and work the players in. So this is special. This is certainly not what it looks, which is a swimming pool. This is a rehabilitation pool, purely that. We stress that to the players. When they come in here, they have to be with one of the physios or the doctor, and he will put them through the paces. We have high-powered jets at this end, and we have it at 2 levels where the lads can have some, so then it's not weight-bearing, they can have some floats on, which will keep them above the water. So everything is being done in that way. The only other time besides the rehabilitation is when the players will come in here to stretch. One of the coaches will come in after the training, it might be a cold day, the lads will come here, we have the bars all around the side so that the players will be able to get the maximum stretch. You certainly won't see Peter Kay doing one of his bombs in this swimming pool. There's no diving, no bombs allowed. Now and again, for a bit of enjoyment, we might get a ball out and let the lads have a bit of a laugh and a bit of a crack. But it's it's purely rehab. As you see, it's fantastic, and we aim to keep it that way. The crest there on the swimming pool floor, very, very special. I think it gives the place a great feeling. It reminds everybody that this is Liverpool Football Club, and we're very, very proud of the crest.
Well, the first time I heard about it was I thought it was a joke, but after reading the article I understand what the boss means. I think it was a great compliment that he paid me by saying that, you know, I was a clever player like he was, or in my knowledge of the, you know, the tactical side of the game or whatever. But when someone like the boss is giving you compliments with such a legend like that, it's unbelievable, really. And then you get the ironic. I don't know whether they are ironic, but they seem like ironic chants at the games. But no, it's all a bit of fun, and the lads have given me a bit of stick about it. But yeah, I'd rather settle for a nickname like that than some of the other lads have got.
Now Didi Hamann driving forward for Liverpool. Blocked. Danny Murphy controls it, curls it. Oh, what a goal! What a finish from Danny Murphy! Liverpool regain the lead. It's Everton 1, Liverpool 2. What a stunning strike from the right boot of Danny Murphy. Richard Wright can only look and wonder what happened.
Personally, the Premiership, you know, it's growing up being English and growing up in this country, and I've always had that dream, wanting to win the league, whether it be First Division or Premiership, whatever it's been called over the years. The Champions League, of course, would be a massive bonus, or, you know, on top of that. But primarily for me, I'd have to say the Premiership, definitely.
Dangerous position. Danny Murphy lines up and scores! You beauty! What an appropriate goal. Danny Murphy, on his 100th start in a Liverpool first team jersey, scores the opening goal for Liverpool. That was majestic.
Can't agree there, sorry. I think what Alex Ferguson probably meant was most of the players would love to play for Man United because it's such a big club. At Liverpool, what we're trying to achieve is the same type of success, so, you know, the big players want to play here too, but I think we've proven the last couple of years we're going in the right way. But definitely now, I do not want to play for Man United, and I'm sure some of the other Liverpool lads don't either.
As you can see, this is our treatment room. Not something that we're proud of too much when the place is full, and when there's only maybe one or two in here, it looks a lot better then. But we needed it bigger. I keep saying about the other place at Melwood was a lot smaller, so of course we couldn't have as many beds in there. So the lads work extremely hard. We have a top-class medical staff who keep the players as much as possible on the playing pitch, which is extremely important. So the lads, the medical and us technical lads, we all work together as a unit, trying to make sure that the lads... It's changed dramatically from the days that I remember at Anfield, when the biggest thing we used to have this hot wax bath, and we used to think it was for all treatment purposes, but it was for all malingerers who were maybe having too long a time in the treatment room, and they'd say, if you'd had an ankle injury, get in that wax bath, and there was nothing that hurt you more than that. And it was very, very antiquated, but I'll tell you what, you were soon out on the training pitch anyway. The lads, as I say, it's very high tech. We have this machine over here, which is a scanning machine, which is our own one. It's not like an MRI scan, which we have to send the lads to, which is probably perfect. But if the lads have a slight strain or whatever, after a training session or something, they can come in here and a doc will scan them straight away and see how much damage there is in the muscle, and how he can determine then how long the players will be out of action. It's cost quite a lot of money. It doesn't look a lot, but it costs quite a lot of money. Plus, it's mobile as well. We can take it with us on away games. So it's been an extremely valuable part of the medical service. But it's a fantastic room, as you would imagine. Very clean, spot on. And the lads keep it very, very well. We've had quite a lot of injuries at times, and the lads do their utmost to get them back out playing.
Yeah, I think so. When I signed here, I signed for 4 years. I'd extend my contract last season. And I'm very happy here. I think I'm playing for a big club and we can win everything, I think. Also the Champions League one day, the title. So I have no reason to change. Difficult to say. We have a lot of great strikers. So, Michael, Emil, Elhaj, always difficult to play against them. Personally, it's to win the title, because I would like to win the title with Liverpool. And in the Champions League as well, if I could win the Champions League, it would be a dream.
This has been a fantastic addition to our footballing side here at Melwood. When you see, we never really had an indoor place before. We used to have an all-weather pitch, but it wasn't really the best in the world. When we said we'd gone to Clairefontaine in France, where Gerard and Patrice, who used to be our other French coach, have been, and this is very, very similar to what they had. We call it our indoor-outdoor area for obvious reasons. But you see the quality of this AstroTurf. People know the old things before, if ever they remembered the games being on the TV, the old AstroTurfs of Luton Town and QPR, when the ball was just bouncing everywhere. And here now what we have is this stuff called field turf, which is it's just like grass. And in between of all these little balls of rubber, which give it a bounce like normal grass. Players love coming in here, particularly in the winter, when if the grounds were frozen, we'd have nowhere else to train in the old days. Now we have this. We come in here and we'll do some technical work, and then we'll have a five-a-side, which, as everybody loves. It's not only these lads here, but you put any kids or adults in an area like this, and they get great enjoyment. Playing off the walls, shots, the ball coming off the back of the thing. And of course we have the goals, which are recessed into the back, so we know who's at the back of the net when the ball's gone in. But it is the pitch which is the vital ingredient into all this. It is just fantastic. As you see, if you have a look, and when you get closer with the camera, it is like real grass. And maybe in a few years' time, maybe 5 years' time, no FIFA are trying to bring this type of surface in to be playing proper regulation football games on the field turf. So watch this space.
Yeah, we've got some few good players with harder shots, like John Doriza, Stevie G. Didi Hamann is not bad in.
Yeah. Great ball, Gerrard, magnificent first touch, he's away from Thatcher, it's Gerrard closing in, goal! Pulls it back, Risa, goal! John Arne Risa! Is Didi Hamann, places it into the corner! 3-0 Liverpool!
Jerzy Dudek. That's difficult, Jerzy, to spell for you, to say. But I'm happy with Jerzy, with Jerzy, anyway, I'm happy with that. In Holland I was Jurek as well, because Jerzy and Jurek in Poland, that means exactly the same, like Joe and Joseph. You know, exactly the same. Everyone in my family called me Jurek. Sometimes if somebody called me Jurek on the street, I thought, oh, those Polish people, maybe, And anyway, Jurek or Jerzy, I like it. Doesn't matter.
Charlton have a corner. Klaus Jensen, the Dane, will take. Ewell! Oh, wonderful save from Dudek! What a stunning stop from the pole! Kumas sets himself! Oh, what a save! What a save from Dudek. Well, Berlin afternoon is going recently in Liverpool matches when we don't see a save of the highest order from Jerzy Dudek. Oh, great skill. Look at the pace. He's left Carragher for dead. Inside Jack. Oh, great save from Dudek. Brilliant run from Thierry Henry. Well, it was like the ball was tied to his bootlaces. Look at the pace. He left Carragher for dead. Went past Reset. Great save.
Well, this is a place that I've been astonished with over the years. This is very, very large. It must be about 4 times, 5 times bigger than what we had over in the old Melwood, and rightly so, because what I've found over the years is that more and more players are using it either before training or after training. They'll come in here, they'll stretch a lot more before training, maybe do a little bit of work on the bikes or the runners or some weights, and they'll be in here again after training. I think what we found with a lot of the foreign players is they enjoyed doing that a bit more, and I think it's rubbed off on the English lads or the British lads, so they all come in here, and it's nice to see. You come in here after training and all the lads are pumping a little bit of iron, and obviously we've got to be careful with that. We don't like them to be doing leg weights which are going to tire them, but certainly on the upper body they'll all be doing it. As you can see, I didn't do anything like that when I was a player, otherwise I'd have had a better body than this. But this place is brilliant, top class. I think it's nice, it's clean, spectacular. I think it's nice having all the badges of the football club on all the apparatus. I think it's spot on. Over this side we have mostly the upper body, the runner machines and what have you over this side, and over there we have the free weights which the lads all like to get into to keep those pecs ready for the I would say mainly of a Saturday, but they also look great when they're on those beaches, when there's summer holidays, when they get the chance. So it's a place that is very, very well used, I can guarantee you.
Yeah, I mean, we are aware that we have a worldwide supporter base. We became more than aware of that when we went to Thailand and Singapore 2 years ago, which is why we're going to the Far East again. We've announced our new deal with Reebok, which we're very, very excited about, because they have a real focus, I think, on the North American market and the Far Eastern market as well. So we're absolutely conscious of that. I suspect in years to come we'll be looking to visit North America as well as the Far East. But it's the big question then is how you translate, knowing there are a lot of supporters out there, to capitalising upon that, tapping into it. Because the fact that there are 3 million Thais supporting us doesn't necessarily mean that there's a gold mine over there, or we're suddenly going to be able to sell everybody a replica shirt. You know, it's because obviously economic conditions in the different territories are all very, very different. So the challenge is making sure that we capitalise upon that interest properly. And of course, you know, we don't see ourselves as a conglomerate. We see ourselves as a football club whose aim in life is to win trophies, and we're never going to lose that focus. So, you know, the danger is if you suddenly see yourself as a worldwide brand, pardon the pun, you take your eye off the ball and don't concentrate on the things that really matter.
This area here, which everybody would be looking, if they were looking at the other shop before, of what is that? It looks like a bit of a tent. I can guarantee you it's not. It's what's called a hypoxic chamber, which is very difficult for a Kirby lad to say, I must admit. It took me a couple of years to be able to get my tongue around that one. But the lads use it mainly for the rehabilitation of the players. In there it's like training at altitude. It helps with the rehabilitation, it helps them get themselves fitter, quicker. They can be working in there on one of the machines maybe for 20 minutes, and it can feel as though, because the air is a lot thinner, as though they've been working in there for about 40 minutes. So it'll help. They don't have to be scrambling away on the bikes or on the running machine for 40 minutes to get the work out of it. It is a very, very good place. We found it has been very beneficial to the lads. They all like going in there, gives them a great sweat on, but medically, the lads assure me is that it's absolutely perfect for the rehabilitation of the boys.
You know, we are where we are. You can bemoan a lot of the things that can happen. You can try and turn the clock back, but where does that actually take us? We have to live within the reality that faces us. Money is hugely important. Without money, you can't have a successful team. But as I said, I think the focus here is that we truly regard ourselves as a football club. That's the thing that matters most to us. Our aim in life is silverware. You know, that is first, foremost, second most, and drives us on. We have to be efficient in a business sense in order to achieve that. But you know, to me, that's where the priorities should lie. It's business is a means to an end. It's not, you know, the end in itself.
Now Danny Murphy finds Owen just outside the box, not much on for him. He turns Lomas, he's turned Pearce, gone past Repka, this is brilliant! Oh, I say! That's a magnificent goal from Michael Owen. Absolute world class written all over it. It's his 10th goal of the season. He was the scourge of West Ham last season, scoring twice in a 2-1 win for Liverpool. But this is brilliant. Not much on here. He just decides to take the ball on, weaving in and out, and a lovely finish dipped over the advancing James into the corner. Turned Lomas through the legs of Pearce, held off Repka and beat David James.
Work very closely with the manager. In terms of the judgment on particular players' ability and how they'll slot into the team, you know, that rests with him and his staff. We don't attempt to sort of cross the line and start expressing opinions on people's footballing ability. I've got to say it works very well. I think Gerard and I have a very open relationship. We don't, touch wood, tend to disagree on very much. Gerard understands that there are financial constraints. Obviously, what I'm looking at is the fees involved compared with the total pot that we can afford, the wages that we can afford, and how people are going to fit into the pay scales. And you know, we might be saying, well, if we buy one of him, then we might have to sell two of them. Or on the other hand, if you'd like two players at that sort of level, then you know that's more affordable. So it's a bit like putting a jigsaw together, if you like, and you know, trying to slot the pieces together.
From the Czech.
This, as you can see, is our relaxation area. Again, our thoughts behind when we coming over here. We always had a table football placed in our smaller Melwood, but when we came over here, we want the players to spend more time here together, particularly when you've got a lot of foreign players. You want them to mix, the English, British lads. You want them all to get on well with one another, and there's no better place than when you're relaxing. Up here in the restaurant area, we like them to sit together, we like them to mix, so that the lads just don't sit with the partners all the time. Certainly when you get the games over here, the table tennis, the table football, and more importantly is the pool table, which the lads, as you can imagine, all enjoy playing. It is a great mixer, togetherness, bonding, whatever you want to call it. This is the area where it all gets done. We have a few hustlers, I can guarantee you that. I've seen them playing, but the great thing is you see them laughing, them smiling and everything. and that is what you need from this area of the restaurant.
No, I'm a Liverpool supporter. First.
Yeah.
From birth.
Okay.
Basically, so yeah, I guess it's the dream job. Well, my grandparents lived in St Domingo Grove, which is about 50 yards away from here, so I guess literally as a baby I grew up in the sound of the Kop. So, you know, it's always been my club. I guess one of the toughest occasions was being involved when Roy Evans left, because Roy was such a decent guy, and of course still is. It wasn't so much a decision, because Roy had really come to the conclusion that himself that things weren't working, and the time was right to move on.
Yeah.
But it was a very difficult situation to be involved in. I guess one of the biggest decisions as well in terms of its impact on the club was the appointment of Gerrard, because obviously if we got that one wrong, life could have been very, very different. I mean, interestingly, that one seemed very easy at the time, because Gerrard was always one I wanted to. I knew Gerrard very well, and he always seemed to me that he was the right one for the club. So I didn't find it difficult, but it was clearly very, very. It was clearly enormously important.
So this is our restaurant area where the girls, Anna and Paula, produce the food every day for the players. And as you can imagine, we try and make sure that they get the right food in them. We have a nutritionalist who comes in about twice a year and try and give them great knowledge of the right things to eat. And they'll also have a word with the girls, and the medical have a word with the girls, asking them what to prepare for the boys. And it's always done. There's a great variety of stuff. As you can imagine, the pasta is high on the list all the time. We'll have that more or less every day. The players will have it. But there's a great variety. Every day it's different. There'll be soup, there'll be main courses there, a lot of veg. Of course, we have a lot of yogurts and fruit and everything, high energy bars, everything's here for the lads, plenty of drinks. We always insist on the fluids being taken at every opportunity. But this place is great. Once again, it's spacious. The lads all sit, tables are all separate. We ask them to mix. It's important about that. We also have our lounge area over there, and we have a large screen television, which the lads enjoy. As you can imagine, we have Sky Sports News on. It's probably on most of the time in here, plus a little bit of rap music and all that. But besides that, it's a fantastic area. We have a lot of guests up here as well who come in here, and they all say how nice it is. And the girls always make everybody welcome. We also have our signing area where we have shirts and balls, and things will get put there and they'll get signed there every day. You can imagine we're Liverpool Football Club. People want autographed things all the time, and they'll do them. We also have our PR department who will come in here twice a week, and they'll get numerous autographs for people who want them, not only from in Liverpool, but from all over the world. We try and help out as many as we can. But once again, this area is fantastic, and it's used to its maximum every day.
Difficult to say because they're different players. Stevie comes, likes to come a bit more from behind because he's using his speed, he's using his power when he's got the game in front of him. Balak plays a bit more in the box. He's very good in the air. He's got a lot of goals with his head, and they're both very good players. Hard to say which one's better.
We're into stoppage time. Steven Gerrard out wide. Can he get the cross in? Turns Robinson. Still Gerrard. He tried to foul him. He's gone past the two of them. Great run. What a goal! Steven Gerrard has done it for Liverpool. Sensational! It's his 7th goal of the season. How vital could that be? Liverpool 2, Charlton 1. Even Dudek joining in the celebrations. The emotions going on at Anfield. It's just erupted.
Well, probably the biggest and the lowest point going into the World Cup finals, or into the World Cup final a few months ago, and also getting beat in a game which we could have won.
Oh, mistake. It's Haman powering forward. Great run. It's Didi Haman scores for Liverpool. Tremendous goal against his old club from Dietmar Haman.
Although we're very proud of our new Melwood, and it is something special. I think our pride and joy is in our pitches. I think the ground staff here at Melwood have worked extremely hard. Over the years, they've got better and better all the time. The board of directors must be congratulated to give us this building, yeah. But they've helped us with the pitches to make sure that they're the best, we believe, the best training pitches in the country. And if you've got the best players, you need the best training pitches for them to train on. And you just look at them now. If you have a look here, we're in the end of April. You wouldn't think you could see pitches like this anywhere else in the country. They are very, very special. The grass is fantastic. It's short, it's cut every day, it's watered every day. Particularly we've had a very, very dry spell for the last 6 weeks. But the lads are watering it every day, and the players get great enjoyment out of being able to pass the ball as well as they can. But if you just have a look at the expanse, that used to be our old Melwood over there, which is just there, just alongside where you see the hedge there. We've had all these big nets put up for the shooting. We do have wayward shooting at times, so we're able to get the balls back very, very quickly. But it is a special area. Got great expanse. We have 2 pitches here, what we still call, from the old days, the 18 pitch, and this the B-team pitch. A lot of people will remember that. We have now a lot of areas all round the outside of them for us to do our warm-up routines and our technical stuff. So it is a great area indeed. All floodlit, as you can see, for the dark nights, because we don't just train here of a morning time. What we do, if we're going to travel away to games, maybe in the evening, we'll train later, which may be about 4 o'clock. So as you can imagine, in the winter it's going to be very dark, so the lights are needed then. It's a great, great place, and we're very, very proud of it. This is our coach's room, where we'll have Hughie, Sammy, Joe and Jacques. They'll work from in here. But we all come in here every day, Gerard, myself, Alec Miller, and we'll come in here and we'll discuss the day's training programme. We'll all sit around a table, we'll all hear our views, and we'll plan out what we call our menu for the day's training. So we'll write down, we'll all discuss what we think is going to be best. You'll see what we'll have here. We'll use this tactics board to be able to show, the boss uses it, what he would like from the day's session. But a lot of the time this is used of when we're going to discuss the team, what we think would be the best team for the game on a Saturday or a Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever that may be. So this is the hub of it. This is our bunker. This is where all the decisions get made, even about players coming in, going out, whatever may get done. We find it very, very good. We just used to sit on desks in the old place, but this now we wanted to have a conference table where we could all sit round, and we spend a long time here. We discuss the training schedule for the following week to let the players know what days they're going to be training, whether it be morning or whether it's going to be the afternoon, when we're going to be leaving for games. It will all be marked down and be pinned up in the players' dressing room so they know what they're going to be doing on the following week. You certainly don't want to catch them out when you're doing a late training session. So this is the hub of where it all gets done, all gets decided, and it's very relaxed, very enjoyable. But we do throw things around in here. I don't mean throwing things at one another, for suggestions and particularly team selection.
I'm Phil Neal. Welcome to the members of the official Liverpool Supporters Club. This is the magnificent Anfield. Hello fans, it's Phil Neal, and my pleasure today is to show you around behind the scenes here at Anfield. I was the most decorated player, mid-70s to mid-80s here, and it is my pleasure to show you behind the scenes, so to speak. Some may have seen, some may not have, but we'll take you in the dressing rooms, around the ground, in the museum, show you a few things that you may not have seen, and it's my job to guide you round. This is the famous sign that the players coming down the tunnel used to touch before they actually hit the sacred turf down there. So we'll be going down onto the field and into the Kop a bit later on. Okay, so here we are in the home dressing room, fans, and you know, it's funny, we've got some modern day players, shirts up: Michael Owen, Heskey, Murphy, Gerrard, Haman, Ritza, Carras, and the rest of the boys. In my day, I suppose, I could tell you that I was over beyond you, behind the camera now, and Tommy Smith certainly, and Graham Souness back left. But in front of your view, I suppose I could pick out John Toshak used to strip there, Kevin Keegan definitely there, Hemlin Hughes there, and Ray Kennedy, Terry McDermott, Tomo, they were in that corner. Just a few of my ex-colleagues that used to pull on those famous red jerseys. It's ironic, I'm standing in front of what is a masseuse's table here, where Ronnie Moran and Joe used to have one each and used to massage the boys, whoever wanted a rub before the game. And I mean, the joker of the pack was really Terry McDermott and Alan Hansen. He was most relaxed prior a game I can ever imagine. You know, he's sitting in there, generally whistling, opening the programme. He was never really, you know, kind of hyped up at all whatsoever. Obviously, you know, everybody prepares differently, but today in the modern game, this table on a match day is filled with energy cakes, like Jaffa cakes, Nutrigrain bars, the lot. They've got fridges with, again, energising drinks in now, something that wasn't available to us. We just had to do with tea. Okay fans, well, now I've reached the dugout area. Obviously in my day it was canopied. It was probably half as many people sat in the dugout now. You can see there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of seats in each compartment, both in the home and the away section. In fact, in my day they were parted, the home and away dugouts. Actually, it was slightly over there, the away section. So, you know, that was gone, and that was Bob, and Bob would sit at the front. He'd sit upstairs sometimes as well and leave his staff like Joe and Ronnie here to sit here and organise. Then he would come down. If he'd want any changes on the pitch to be made, he would instruct his staff from down here. Fantastic to run out for the first time on the hallowed turf. It's a bit different nowadays. I'm sitting pitch side now, as you can see, and you know, it wasn't always as level as this. There's a nice crown on the pitch now. It usually probably slopes down some foot at either wing, so the rain or the grass is allowed to be cultivated, and it really is a magnificent looking pitch throughout the year now. It wasn't always that way when we were here. Obviously through a ploughy November, a heavy, wet November. We used to plough through some mud here at Anfield, and I know some frustration seeped out in the players on one occasion. Graham Souness complained to Bob Paisley. The turf was coming up by the yardful. The top surface certainly got infertile, and the turf was ripping up, and it didn't allow for the type of football we wanted to play. And Bob reacted at the end of the season where they took the top 12 inches off and relayed the pitch. They can do it more accessible these days, but it's a magnificent. They can't complain. There's a bump in the place, but you know, it wasn't quite the same in those heavy winter pitches that we had here sometimes. Well, fans, here I am in the centre spot. You know, obviously a privilege to captain a famous club like Liverpool for a couple of years, and obviously tossed the coin in order to select which way I was going to play if I'd won the toss, and obviously met the official, the mascot and the opposing captain here in the centre spot. But I made one horrible mistake when winning the toss one day, because I kicked directly into the Kop first half. And it's been a tradition here at this club from Shankly all the way down through Paisley, and there I was, I don't know what, my head was up my backside I think when I decided to kick into the Kop end, but I got the most obnoxious kind of telling off from Joe Fagan you could ever decree at half time once he discovered I'd kicked into the Kop of my own choice. So he wasn't too happy. But life went on. I think we got the right result, and he forgave me after that, so I carried on to captain this famous club for some time after. Well, fans, we're on the penalty spot, which was famous for me really, because out of the 630 odd goals, 630 odd appearances I made for this club, I scored 60 odd goals, and I think probably half of them, or a little over half of them, would be from the famous penalty spot. And I remember actually taking a twice taken penalty here at this end. It was sometimes better because obviously at the Kop end got 28,000 people willing me to score, or whatever the numbers were in the Kop that day. Obviously here at the opposition's end, then obviously I had them, the barricade was behind the goal. They wanted to hiss and boo, and obviously everything, even from the run-up, from where the camera position is, I was hissed and booed in a hope that I would miss it. But I didn't miss many. I don't think I did miss many down here. I remember the odd one on my birthday in the FA Cup against Brighton, unfortunately at the Kop end. But as I say, down this end, my technique was basically the instep, good firm strike, good run up, and obviously to place it in as near to the post as I could. And 9 times out of 10, it was all due to my nerve or keeping my nerve, but generally when you're 5-6-0 up, as we were at the time against Tottenham, the twice taken one, the keeper saved, and even the ref said he'd moved, so I was lucky on that day. But as I say, most of them went in, and obviously, you know, this end really reminds me of probably the most difficult situation I had to deal with from the penalty spot was obviously in '84. You know, that famous shootout in Rome where I'd scored in general play and they'd equalised just before half time, and it went to a famous penalty shootout. And you know, it was a difficult situation for me because Stevie Nicol grabbed the first one and missed it, and then it was up to me to get us back into it on the second one, and you know, that's what I did basically, and we went on to win the Cup in AS Roma's famous home ground. And I think of the 4 European Cups, I think that was certainly as memorable as the first one. Well, fans, here I am standing at that world famous Kop, seated now, but in the days when I was playing, obviously the steamy bodies oozed in this area, thousands more packed in, and there's humour and the chanting, the atmosphere that created really surged the players forward. Certainly did when I was attacking down the right-hand side. It certainly pulled everybody in to want to score at the Kop end, and that was usually left for second half performances. Maybe one of the reasons why Liverpool won so many games in the last 10 minutes, so they say. Well, welcome back, fans. I've brought you here to the press office. This is where Gerard Houllier would stand up post-match and give his analysis as to how he thought the game had gone.
But I was pleased with the attitude, the commitment, and obviously the first half was a bit edgy at times. But you have to understand that they hadn't played at that level for a certain time.
People don't realise, but part of this press room is part of the old boot room. Now, I don't need to tell you fans that was started by Shanks, carried on by Bob, Joe and Ronnie, Roy Evans, Tom Saunders, Ruben Berrett, they were all in there, John Benson. It really was enjoyed by everyone, and you used to walk into the boot room through this door here. It led into an alcove there, and the actual boot room was about 8 by 12 room just beyond me there. And when I think what it was used for, they used to have certain conflabs over team selections. Bob would have his Friday afternoons where they would sink a couple of jars. The whiskey was always there, the beer crates or whatever. They would always almost pick the team Friday afternoon for Bob. I'm sure he had most of his meetings in the boot room ready for selecting that team that pulled on those famous red shirts on a Saturday. Welcome back to the tour, fans. You obviously know where I am, most of you. I'm in the club's museum now, and I'm with the famous 4 trophies, magnificent trophies they are. The 4 European Cups that we won in 77 all the way through to 84. I'll start at 84. That was a very important year because we had to go into AS Roma's stadium in Rome and really deliver the goods. And we'd done certainly very well away from home, we went to Benfica and won, Atletico Bilbao, Steaua Bucharest. So that was a very important time to go there with all their fancy internationals, Italians playing for them. They were hot favourites in their stadium, and I think the press had written us off, and that was the character of Liverpool Football Club. We went and beat the likes of Falcao as a Brazilian international, Conte, Graziani, they were all playing for them. But we went to a shootout in the end, but it was a famous victory, and I think that, apart from 77, was the one that you could highlight as a very special one. No disrespect to 1981 in Paris, where Alan Kennedy scored the winning goal. I remember being chosen number 2, and Graham Souness, our numbers cropped up to give a urine sample. And all this ethic about Liverpool's team play, team thoughts, team everything went right out the window because we couldn't produce a small sample of urine some hour afterwards. So the team bus left without me and Graham Souness. It just goes to show how far the team ethic went. We had to join the party a bit later, but it was still good. In 1978, probably the poorest in terms of football played on the night. I think the Bruges manager came to nullify the opposition, but what a fantastic ball from Graham Souness that threaded Kenny Dalglish in with a pass, a little clip over the keeper, magnificent execution, and Bruges got everything they deserved for trying to nullify the game. 77, obviously the grand tour around the town after the success for the very first time, to lift this big trophy was magnificent for the club, and I was a major player in finishing the game off. I finished the game off with a penalty after Kevin Keegan had been brought down by Bertie Vokes, but before that we had a fantastic goal from Terry McDermott and a fantastic header believe it or not, from Tommy Smith, who'd come up from a corner. Stevie Highway put it right on the button, and he knocked it in with his head. So it was a fantastic win, and set everything up for the club to be even probably bigger than they imagined. And I think we flew the flag for British football for many, many years. Right before we come to the end of the tour of Anfield, I thought I'd bring you to a more public place. Here we are, outside Bill Shankly's gates. You'll never walk alone on the top of those gates. And we move further down to our right, and obviously the 96 names of the people who suffered at Hillsborough will never be forgotten. The everlasting flame, still there, in tribute to all those people that lost their lives during that tragic day for this club. They'll never be forgotten, and they'll never walk alone.
You've been watching the official Liverpool FC supporters video. Many thanks, as ever, for your loyal support, and I hope to see you next season.